I almost threw up because he's so disgusting. Hi friends! I didn't like the way that sounded. Hi friends! Was that too low? Hi friends! I don't like that one either. Hi friends! Hi friends! Is this cringy? I love doing this, but I feel like it's cringy and I don't want you guys to like think that I'm like cringy even though I am. You know? Anyways, hi friends! So today, like I've said in literally every single one of my videos, we're doing something different today. I know. You're annoyed by me saying that, but we are. Today, we're gonna be doing a story time, but something happened today that sparked a memory. So, here we are. We're gonna get right into the story time. Alright, so I'm not gonna say the real names of people. So I will be myself. I'm Jaylee, and the antagonist in this story, we'll name him Lawrence. Okay, I don't know any Lawrences, so it's a perfect unbiased name. So Lawrence. So I went to a church that had a elementary and middle school in the church, so it was connected. So I went to this church in this school from like the time I was born up until I graduated from 8th grade. So here's cute little Jaylee. She's 4 years old. She's cute. She's a little chubby. She has some fat cheeks like I do now. She's adorable. And she's looking at all her classmates, and there's this one kid, Lawrence. She thought he was the cutest dude in the whole world. And let it be known, I was only 4 years old. And I know people say that like kids at 4 do not know like who they're attracted to or that they have crushes. I've had a crush on this dude since I was 4. Obviously I don't have one now, and that's what the story time is about. But at 4 years old, I had a big crush on Lawrence. A big crush. All of my friends knew, my mom knew, everybody knew I had a crush on him. I never like interacted with him a lot up until I got a bit older, but our interactions from like 6th grade down, I honestly don't really remember. We have pictures together when we were babies. I don't remember those times because I was a baby, but like we were friends. I considered him my friend. So you know, 4th, 5th, 6th grade comes, everybody's going through puberty. Everybody's feeling all these changes. Everybody's feeling all the changes. It's just a lot happening mentally and physically. Around 4th grade, it became like super obvious I had a crush on him. And so everybody would just talk about it all the time. And after a while, I was like, I don't want him knowing I have a crush on him like this. Like, he's gonna think I'm a weirdo. 6th grade comes. And so I'm hanging out with one of my best friends at the time. I'll have another story time on her too, because that was just a toxic friendship. Me and my best friend at the time, we'll call her Bianca. So me and Bianca are hanging out. We're volunteering at the church like we always did. And she was like, you know, said something. I just said his name. And she was like, Lawrence said something about you today. And I was like, Lawrence said something about me? Tell me, what did Lawrence say? What did Lawrence say? And she's like, well, I don't know if I should tell you. And I'm like, you cannot say that Lawrence said something about me and then not tell me what he said. She tells me this and I'm like, Bianca, like you literally have to tell me. Like I've liked this dude since I was 4, okay? Like you have to tell me. And she was like, no, I really don't think I should. So we finished volunteering at church. I go back home. I'm texting her and I'm like, sis, like what did he say? And she's like, okay, that he said that he didn't like black girls. Oh, I didn't say this. Yeah, he's white. I know. So, that's how I got my heart broken for the first time. Just kidding, that's not the end of the story at all. But it really hurt my feeling. I think that for a lot of people this might not seem like a big deal to like hear like he doesn't like black girls, but I think for black girls specifically, hearing that has become just like such a normal thing, and it's not normal for other groups of girls. Like, since that was like my first like experience, like my first time experiencing someone saying that they don't like black girls, it really set me up for how I saw myself in the future. After that, after she told me that, you know, my self-confidence, it was already pretty low because I was going through puberty. My boobs were gigantic in 6th grade. I did not think I was cute. I was so upset. I felt so ugly. So then when she told me that, I was like, well, dang, I wish I wasn't black, you know? I know to some people that might be like, oh my God, not a big deal. You were in 6th grade. You were like 12 years old. Who even cares that he said that? I cared a lot. I think black girls especially can really relate with what that felt like, because it really hurt. But anyways, so she tells me that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go cry now. So I'm upset, whatever. We go to school and I'm just like, okay, he doesn't like me, he never will. I didn't get over it, but he was just in his little corner and I was just in mine, and I didn't want to interact with that corner. So, but freshman year to junior year, we did not talk. And then senior year comes. Senior year, he started going to my church's youth group, and I was pretty active in the youth group then. He started attending that. In all honesty, I didn't think anything of it when I first saw him again, because it was whatever. I had obviously gotten over it by that time. It was senior year. It was like a million years later. So he starts attending, and he's cool, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, like, he was cool. Like, we became friends. Prom time comes. I'm leaving my friend Marissa's house, and my mom, she picks me up and she's like, Jaylee, I have some like really good news. And I was like, what kind of good news do you have for me that you're so excited about? She shows me a text from, what did I call this man's name? Jacob? No, Lawrence. She shows me a text from Lawrence's father, Lewis. And Lewis texts her and is like, hey, Lawrence really wants to ask me to his prom. And my mom was like, oh my God, Jaylee, oh my God. And so when I first read it, I was confused, because this man said he didn't like black girls. He liked black girls all of a sudden? Is that what's happening, Lauren? So I was confused. I lie to you, another part of me was like super excited, guys. I liked this man since I was 4. And so finally, like, seeing that he actually liked me and that he wanted to ask me to prom was like a really big deal for me. And I know you guys are probably like, oh my God, you're an idiot. First of all, he's white. Second of all, he was racist. Third of all, you're an idiot. I know, but I was also 17 and really excited. So, oh well. I was like, okay, what the heck? Yeah. So we went to prom together. And it was like we were vibing, it was super obvious that like we liked each other. And I was like, wow, this dude really likes me? Excuse me? So then after prom, we started hanging out like a lot more, and people would consider it dating. We called it talking, whatever you want to call it. We went out on dates, and it was obvious that we only liked each other, and it was like we were dating. But it was also senior year of high school. We were going to college. We talked, dated, whatever, from May until college, basically. And it was coming close to like time to like move into college. I was going obviously to UConn. He was going to a school in a different state. I'm not gonna say where. And so I was asking him, I was like, what's gonna happen? He did not make it clear like what his intentions were. We talked for like a really long time. He didn't ask me out, so it wasn't like super clear what he wanted from like this exchange, from this relationship. So I'm like, okay, so are we gonna stop talking once we go to college? And that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be like, okay, this was fun, but I think we should just stop talking before we go off to school, because I knew it wasn't gonna work out. And he was like, no, it's gonna work out, like, we're gonna be fine. And I was like, sir, I don't think it's gonna work out. But he was like, no, it's gonna be fine. So I was like, whatever, I guess we'll keep talking in college. And I wish we freaking didn't. He moved in like probably like a week before me. I knew we weren't gonna be able to talk as often as we did when we were home, because we were both freshmen going into different schools. It's gonna be hard talking all the time because we were just adjusting. I give him his time. I give him like a week. He texts me every couple of days, whatever. I didn't find anything wrong with it. So I move into school. We were doing good. We did good like FaceTiming and texting. I would say like the first like 2 weeks, we would FaceTime probably every couple of days, text most of the time. But like in the beginning, I didn't see a problem with him not responding to me very quickly, because like I said, we were both going into college. It's like week 3 and he just takes a really long time to text back. And let it be known, my boyfriend is a terrible texter. I love you, Ahmad, but like he's a terrible texter. So I understand terrible texting. Lawrence was not a bad texter. He just would not text me back. I would text him at like 11 a.m. Let's say 11 a.m. He would text me back at like 8 p.m. And then it went from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Then, the next week it would go from 11 a.m. Monday to 9 p.m. Wednesday. The time in which he responded to me was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, sir, what do you want from me? Like, I'm on a college campus with fine men who have already tried to talk to me, and I told them no because I thought I was talking to you. And you won't even text me back? You don't even want to FaceTime me once a week? So eventually it got to the point where he wouldn't respond for like a week at least, and then it turned into 2 weeks, and then it turned into just he never responded again. Eventually it's like October, end of September, and he texts me, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?" Not get started. Let me not get started. So he texts me that, and I'm like, "I wasn't expecting to hear from you, Lawrence." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I'm like, "Are you dumb?" I think you are. But anyways, he's like, "I don't know what you mean." And I'm like, "Dude, you haven't texted me for a month. Like, we haven't talked for a month. How are you texting me, hey, how are you?" And he's like, "I wanted to talk to you. I just wanted you to talk back to me."
Bruh.
"I just wanted you to talk back to me. I did talk back to you. You didn't text me back for a month. So what do you mean? I was always right there to talk to you." So he says that, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I don't even remember what I sent him because I was very emotional. And I remember I just told him, like, "We haven't talked for a month. Like, I don't understand how you're asking me this." And he just didn't respond. And so I told my mom, and she's like, "Jay, it's just time to block and delete." And I was like, really? And I think the reason why I was most upset is that it made it seem as if like I was the person at fault, as if I was the person that was crazy. Because he was texting one of my friends telling her that he couldn't text all the time, he couldn't FaceTime every day. Everyday communication is just too much for him. Everyday communication is too much for you? You're in college, you have to email people, you have to talk to people. What does that even mean? So sorry, I got a little mad there. So my mom was like, "Just block and delete, Jay." And I'm like, "Fine, whatever." So I do, and then I move on for a while. And then that was the end of it, because it was super obvious that he did not see what he did wrong. And it was just like, it's like right in your face that like you did not, like you literally ghosted me. I never got an apology, and that's what pissed me off the most. Like, I never got one. I still haven't got one to this day. And the reason why I'm making the story time today is because you guys know a few weeks ago I finally made an Instagram, and when I made it, he was very quick to follow me, and I was like, whatever. And then today, literally today, he texts me, Lawrence texts me and is like, "Hey, I got a new number and I thought you should have it," with a smiley face and a thumbs up. What? What? I don't. What? So I'm reading the text and I'm like, why would I need your phone number? First of all, we haven't spoken since freshman year, the beginning of freshman year. I'm going into my junior year of college. We are juniors in college. Why would I need your phone number? Second of all, I blocked you. I want nothing to do with you. I do not like you. And I wish I never even got involved with you. So I got a text and I was like, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Yeah, so he's blocked now. But that's the end of the story time. That was the first time I got my heart broken by a man. A white man at that. God, I didn't tell you guys about the racist stuff he said. Besides the thing that he said about not liking black girls, when we started talking senior year, he would just make like really weird comments because he was white, I was black, mixed babies. We know how everyone is like that. And so always make these really weird jokes about how our kids would have like really nice curly hair and like in between skin. And when I tell you I would ignore that because I was so excited that this dude actually liked me, I would ignore it. And when I think about it now, I'm just like, I should have slapped this man silly. First of all, I'm 100 times more attractive than him. Second, let me not violate him like that. Let me not say that. But I feel like now I'm very in tune with my worth and what I deserve, and that's why I'm very happy that I'm dating a mod. If me and Lawrence actually ended up dating, I probably wouldn't have been in the relationship now that I am with my boyfriend, and I freaking love him so much. So I'm very like grateful for the experience because it sucked, but I'm very happy that things turned out the way that they did, because I wouldn't be with the man I love now. So ew, that is so mushy. That's the end of the story time. I don't even know if this is good or not. I'm gonna just go edit this and see how it looks. If it's bad, I'm just not gonna post it. If you feel that weird twinge in your heart when you start talking to someone, throw them away, because it's not gonna work out. Trust your heart, trust your intuition, okay? Because I felt a twinge when he asked me out to prom. I should have listened to that twinge. And I didn't, and my heart didn't twinge anymore. It just broke. It broke in half, and I was sad. So that's the lesson for today. Listen to the twinge of your heart. I'm gonna put that on a shirt, buy my merch, link in the description below. So that's the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. But anyways, let me guys know. Let me know if you guys want another story time. I love you all. Don't forget to like, comment what you want next, share it with your friends if you thought it was funny. And lastly, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you want. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.